Good morning and welcome into the Cowboys Report, where we have some breaking news on today's show. The Cowboys are cutting Antwaun Woods, who I thought was going to be a starter for this team. Not the case, however, as the Cowboys are letting him go just days after the NFL draft. Now, the Cowboys had given Antwaun Woods a restricted free agent tender in the offseason. It was going to count $2.133 million on the salary cap this year, but the release of Antwaun Woods saves the Cowboys all of that. So by cutting Woods, they free up an additional $2.133 million. In the end, I think a big reason why this move happens is to save money. We know how much Catboy Stephen Jones loves to have salary cap space, as the Cowboys move on from the guy who last year I do think was their best interior run stopper, which, to be fair, is not really saying a whole lot in terms of what he does there, in terms of the other guys on that roster. Woods was never an elite defensive lineman. He absolutely was not, but he had been paid very little over the past couple seasons and at least was a decent enough run stopper for the organization. Did he offer anything in terms of the pass rush? No, not really. But without Antwaun Woods, I mean, the one techniques, the run stoppers, it was bad on the defensive line. So give me your one-word reaction to the Cowboys cutting Antwaun Woods. I think surprise could be a very good reaction there. Disappointed, maybe? Get your votes in right now. One word only. How do you feel about the Cowboys cutting Antwaun Woods? Look, as I mentioned, I am kind of surprised by this one. I knew that Stephen Jones wanted to make some cuts, and there are more cuts that are going to happen in the coming days here as well. And I knew he wanted to save some money. I did not think Woods this early was going to be the guy who ended up getting cut. I mean, Sean Lee had just mentioned Woods as one of the leaders when Sean Lee did his goodbye press conference before the NFL draft. And I get the Cowboys are trying to get younger and cheaper. I do feel pretty damn bad for Antwaun Woods. He was not able to get any type of new contract over the past couple of years because of the way the CBA works for players of his experience. He's an older guy who had bounced around. He got paid next to nothing this past year. And although he was and never has been an elite player, and I think for some the Antwaun Woods hype and the love of him was due to the fact that the guys around him were bad, he was still one of this team's better defensive tackles over the past couple seasons, especially against the run. He wasn't always perfect, but when healthy, well, there's a big difference between a healthy Antwaun Woods out there and without in terms of the run defense. But this defensive line is being reshaped. It is being remolded to fit the Dan Quinn defensive style here. Here's where we're at on the defense line. We'll talk about some of the young guys here more in depth. Neville Gallimore, Tristan Hill, they're both back. Osa Odighizuwa, Quinton Bahana, who I think might end up being a key rotation piece now as a true fatty on the defensive line. They have Carlos Watkins as well, who I'm whatever on. But Brett Urban, I think, is maybe the biggest winner of this release of Antwaun Woods. I think he's going to play a key role as a run-stopping defensive tackle, probably a bit as like a hybrid defensive end, defensive tackle, but I think he's going to play a big role for this team on the defensive line. With the release of Antwaun Woods, those top 6 names, those are the guys fighting for, is it 5, is it 4, maybe it's still 6, probably not, spots on the defensive line in training camp this offseason. At the Cowboys Report, we make sure to always give you guys the breaking news as it happens. So if you want daily Cowboys videos, sometimes even multiple times a day, hit that big red button and subscribe. That way you don't miss out on anything that we got here for you guys at the Dallas Cowboys Report. The news, the rumors, the trades, the roster cuts, all of it. Subscribe today. Link is below, but just hit that big red button for those of you watching right now on YouTube. Let's discuss some of the rookies now. We'll begin with Osa Odighizuwa, who, listed at 6'1", 282, is going to be more of a pass rusher and maybe some base defensive end, that kind of 5 technique type of guy at points in the Dan Quinn defense. He is part of the reason why the team has chosen to release Antwaun Woods. I think the goal for Odighizuwa here early in his career is going to be a key pass rusher. That is the area in which he's going to make the most impact here for the Dallas Cowboys. He is the pass rusher. Meanwhile, Quinton Bahana, who very much is the emergence, the hopes of Fatties only here in the end, is going to be a run stopper. 6'4", 327, and he even cut some weight. I think he can play at a heavier weight if you need him to. He flashed quite a few times for me watching the Jamin Davis tape. His production was by no means elite, but I think the presence of Bahana is a big reason why the Cowboys felt comfortable moving on from Antwaun Woods. He is one of the biggest beneficiaries, and also I think reasons here, of this move for the Dallas Cowboys. By releasing Antwaun Woods, they're saying, yes, we feel comfortable about our interior guys on the defensive line. Bahana clearly is going to be one of those guys moving forward here as they get situated on the defensive line. So we will see what ends up happening on that front. But Quinton Bahana, I believe, is going to be, at least should be, if everything goes according to plan for Dallas, on this roster in 2021. Download the News Break app, folks. Chat Sports, the Cowboys Report, we are now on it. Get the app today at chatsports.com/CowboysNB. That's chatsports.com/CowboysNB. See some photos of what the app looks like here. Now, it's not just Cowboys Report videos or sports content. I myself have struggled with, being aware of what's going on in my community because I have a nice little sports bubble here. The News Break app helped me pop that bubble. Local news, weather, politics, sports content, all of it. So go download the app today at chatsports.com/CowboysNB. We will put that link, by the way, at the bottom of your screen. It'll be in the comments section and the description as well. Once you download it, be sure to search for the Cowboys Report and then follow us as well. One more time, it's chatsports.com/CowboysNB. Go download that app today. Again, all the local news you could ever want. Let's dive into Saivion Smith now, the other player the Cowboys have chosen to release. Now, look, they're cutting Smith today. He played briefly during the 2020 season. Smith was not going to make the 53-man roster. So this particular move, not nearly as surprising as the one to release Antwaun Woods. This was going to happen at some point. The Cowboys make the move now, in large part due to being, over the roster limit, which we'll get to here more in depth in a little bit. This is where things currently sit right now on the Cowboys' defensive back depth chart at the cornerback position. There's Diggs, Kelvin Joseph, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, Nashawn Wright, Maurice Kennedy, C.J. Goodwin, 7 guys competing for, did they carry all 7? Could Jordan Lewis Jordan Lewis or Reggie Robinson, my bad, make a move to safety? It's possible there. I think Nashawn Wright's going to make the team, but there's going to be some more cuts coming down the road at corner. And there will also be some more cuts coming in the recent days, in the weeks or so coming up here. Because right now, the Cowboys are actually over the 90-man roster limit. Now, this report from Todd Archer says, hey, the Cowboys are going to have to release at least 4 more players to get under that limit. So more moves are going to happen soon. Probably lesser players, not as impactful there, but maybe another surprise cut to save some salary cap space as well. So get your votes in right now for me, folks. Who else do you want the Dallas Cowboys to cut? What players are you done with altogether? And you're like, yeah, you can cut them right now, and I'm not going to be upset about it. Get your votes in for me in the comments section.